there, and welcome back to your very own factually incorrect threat. So recently the Alabama came back up on the premium store, and I'm a bit of a fan of the South Dakota class battleship, and I decided I'd get myself one. And this is my opinion of her. So she's very much like the North Carolina, which is a good thing, especially if you like your North Carolina, because you'll be right at home with this ship. This means also, however, that she also has a loss of strengths. So, there was a bit of controversy when the Alabama first came out, and well, that basically led to the Iowa Citadel, the Montana Citadel, I believe, and also the North Carolina and the South Dakota Citadels all being lowered. And personally, I'm very much against this change, because it's not realistic. However, it does have some basis. The Iowa Citadel was designed for the ranges it would be fighting to be immune to its own shells. However, due to World of Warships, it isn't. But another thing to note, the Iowa Citadel wasn't immune to the super heavy shells, which is what applied against it by the Iowa, North Carolina, South Dakota in this game. Personally, I'm against the underwater Citadel, but there's also ships that realistically had it, such as the KGV, King George V, and they should have it. That should be a trait that, if it realistically had that, it should be done. There are ways Wargaming could have adjusted it if it really was an issue, which I didn't think it was. Which is, you could always look at increasing the armour, you could look at changing how shells behave, perhaps giving them proper penetration rather than relying on overmatch, but sadly they won't do that. So, anyway, that's that little bit out of the way. So, because of that change, this ship has no real drawback, I guess. Its drawback was its Citadel, but now you can sit happily broadside on and you probably won't get Citadel. However, saying that, you did see what happened to that Montana that sat broadside on to me. But that's another benefit of the ship. It has excellent plunging fire because of its low velocity, because of the super heavy shells. That means that the shells will, they'll fall onto the ship and probably penetrate the deck and, if you're lucky, hit the Citadel. So, the shells hang around quite a lot because of the low velocity, but as you get used to it, that's less of an issue. I'm still, in this game, still getting used to it. This was one of my early games in the ship. However, as somebody who also quite likes the Warspite, this isn't too much of an issue for me. So she also has a very capable secondary battery, and although they're not German secondaries, you're not going to have 10km range secondaries which destroy people. You've got many 5-inch dual-purpose guns, and 5-inch dual-purpose guns are actually a very good gun because, well, they hugely benefit your anti-aircraft rating, which is a major benefit of this ship. So as a capable CV of an equal or higher tier could drop you. If he really wanted to, he'll drop you. However, he would probably rather look for another ship, because he probably won't have many planes coming back after dropping you, because with a proper AA build you can get your AA rating up to 100. So, not many aircraft will make it back to the aircraft carrier after launching a strike against you. Another thing of note is you have a 50% torpedo damage reduction, so you're not really going to take much torpedo damage, but you're also more maneuverable than the North Carolina, which means you can turn. So really, you shouldn't take too much damage from an airstrike, while you won't have as many aircraft making it back, especially if you focus fire and if you have the catapult fighter like myself. So, she doesn't quite have the North Carolina's range, and she's a bit slower, but she can turn better. She's more tanky, so it's a bit of a trade-off, and personally I prefer the Alabama. I haven't played the North Carolina, however, since CBT, so things could have changed drastically since then. Another Colorado has, for instance. So, what were the South Dakota class battleships? They were a group of 4 fast battleships: South Dakota, Indiana, Massachusetts, and finally the ship we have in game, Alabama. They were laid down in 1939 and commissioned through the summer of 1942. They saw action in both the Atlantic and Pacific, and while in the Atlantic operated with the British Home Fleet ready to intercept a possible German breakout. However, by 1944 all were in the Pacific. The next class of battleships to be designed and built for the US Navy was the Iowa class, which is arguably more iconic. However, personally I actually prefer the South Dakota class. It's very similar to British ships, being slightly shorter and, you know, it's a bit better armoured I believe than the Iowa actually, or if not better armoured, it will have the same armour, so... Personally I think I prefer the Alabama and, well, the South Dakota class. It's always been a ship class I like. So, in this game now, I'm just moving up here to support our Montana against the enemy team. So, South Dakota class battleships were decommissioned by 1947, and by 1954 there was a proposal for a major refit, which involved removing the aft turret, fitting new gas turbine engines, as well as all new gearing and propellers. This would bring the ship's minimum speed, well, minimum required speed for the refit up to 31 knots. However, with a cost of almost 40 million per ship, this never happened. And that was a bad servo there, but I'm now arriving with our Montana, so me and our Montana are going to push out here now and begin to take down the enemy Montana and the other enemy battleships. Our Montana had quite a good game here actually as well, so credit to him. He definitely wasn't no potato. Montana pushes out around the island now, but holds his fire, waiting to get shots onto the citadel and deletes enemy Montana. Anyway, back onto the subject. So, in 1962, all ships were eventually struck from the US Navy Warship Register. I believe all of them were in the 1st of June 1962, although I'd have to double check that. 2 were sent to be scrapped, while Alabama and Massachusetts became museum ships in their home namesake states. So, how does this ship perform in game? Honestly, very well. It's fast, it's not quite as fast as our cousin and, you know, the Iowa and other US ships, but it's decently armoured, and it's very fun to play. It's very balanced against the North Carolina tier and other tier 8s, such as the Amagi, I guess. You can tank shells from ships including tier 10s, whereas the only thing that you have to really worry about is the Iowa, because that can overmatch your bow plating. So, it's a fun ship to play. Most games you will be up tiered, however, there are also the games when you become tier 6, and those are the games that really have a lot of... I guess it shows some of the biggest strengths of the ship. But if you want a fun, high-tier premium battleship, definitely consider the Alabama. If you want a fun US battleship that's premium, definitely consider the Alabama. If you want a US battleship trainer for your crew, I would say the only real choice is the Alabama. Because, although you could argue for Texas as well, because that has quite good AA, and I don't think the other ships, like the other premiums, really are that good for crew training. Completely messed up that servo there because he was reversing and then stopped, but oh well. But yeah, she makes good credits, she makes good XP, and I've been playing a lot recently to get XP ready for Nelson, which I hope to have a video for Nelson immediately on release. So definitely look forward to that. But another game to show you as well as this one, so we'll finish this game and move on to that. So there's a nice kill, Citadel the Prince Eugen now, finishing him off, and now it's just me and Montana to worry about a Bismarck and North Carolina. I just let the fire burn. I mean, I don't have any damage control, but there's not much point, because one fire is just going to prop up your heel anyway, so... Myself and Montana lob shells towards North Carolina. Montana takes away most of his health. My shell's kind of a bit too far behind, so don't really do all that much. Had I aimed a bit better, could have been finished off there, and... However, oh well. I'm not having a terrible game this game, but there we go, we win. So as you can see, decent XP, decent credits. and I can't remember what that one was actually. Fireproof, I believe. But now we're moving on to a game where we're top 2. I did skip ahead a little bit in this game because a lot of it was just a bit boring, me getting into position, but I'm now in position at A, and our team is, the first thing you notice, is very split. We have half of our team at C, half at A, and, well, B's all enemy. Although, considering what went up to C, I'd expect them to easily win whatever went up to try to defeat them at C, considering most of their team seems to be towards A. So I'm hoping, although there is a Kuznetsov, that our team should be able to take out whatever's at C and hopefully push down towards B to assist us. I think that Arizona is most likely A. Oh no, he's moving towards us. Okay, so he's probably going to go and deal with C. So currently I'm just waiting for the A up, and there he is, just to pop up with. I think I was messaging somebody on Discord at this time, and there we go, swinging the guns around, wait to see what he's doing, and then fire, and he's towards me, but he begins to turn, so I don't think I'm going to fit it on it. Yeah, there we go. That was 1,400 damage to him immediately. Not 14,000, sorry.
Torpedoes, direct front.
So, dodged the torpedoes there, which I expected to come through from the destroyer, and now just move to finish off the A orb. Our Tirpitz has been a bit of a derpitz. I mean, not really sure what he wants to be doing. Didn't really aim in the right place there. He turned a bit more than I expected, but leaving him on 500 health. Ganevny here seems to be, I don't know how much attention he's paying. He's finally noticed me, a bit late. Gets a little bit close, but there you go. He misses. Didn't hit us, so that's nice. I begin to accelerate away now. Since the A-Orber is still on, since that apparently isn't all that useful. Yeah, look at those shells that really missed. Might as well finish him off. There we go.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
There is a Farragut there, but our Fuso is currently being pursued by a Bismarck and a Gneiser now, so I need to move up and support. But that Maggie looks like he's going to come around to the side of A, which puts us in a bit of a... yeah, there he is, he's coming around, so we're in a bit of a precarious position here, really. Although we still have ships at sea, but they seem to be losing to 2 tier 6 battleships, and because that's so, things aren't going all that well. The Bismarck turned into me, so 3 of my shells bounce, and one of them takes out one of his gun turrets, so not quite what I was hoping for, but not terrible. So, at this point I'm focusing on trying to deal with Bismarck, but there's a Gneiser now on my flank, so try this over, but they all bounce, and then I start to swing my fire towards the Gneiser now, which is the bigger threat being on my broadside. Although, with the underwater citadel which I mentioned, you're probably not really going to get citadeled by him, so it's, like I said, it just rewards smart play. Although, it's in game, so Benson now, which is a bit of a threat, and Ganevny actually smokes up behind me, which is not... it would be nice if he smoked me to try and support me, so we could work together, but he is a Russian gunboat, and it's not like I'm in major trouble. Benson's probably launched torps there and now going back to produce smoke. However, yeah, there is smoke. I'm not too worried about torps. And I'm just focused firing a Gneiser now. Gneiser now is probably trying to close the range to use his own torps, so I need to be careful of that. My fighter gets shot down. At this point the replays are slightly weird and the gun doesn't turn around quite as quickly as, there you go, as you can see. The turret was still traversing in the replay, but not bad to say, although I put the gun better if I'd aim slightly higher. Or lower really, by the looks of it, because I had 3 overguns. Amagi hits me there doing a chunk of damage, which never hurts, but it's not the end of the world. Still just focusing fire on the Gneiser now. I want to finish him off as quickly as possible. Better salvo there, doing a lot more damage to him, and Afuso is also moving to get the island between him and Miyamagi so he can help with the Bismarck and Ganazi now. Torpedoes from the Benson coming in here while Ganevny rush forward. The Ganevny actually makes a very good move here. Although he does sacrifice himself, he does take out the Bismarck, which allows us to, well, get out of this with as much health as we do. There's his torpedoes as well. Finishes off the Bismarck, very nice. Hopefully the Ganevny can get back to us, however, because there is still the Amagi on his flank. And also a Benson over there, and you don't really want a Benson chasing you when you're in a Ganevny.
The ship is on fire.
Must finish off the Ganazi now there. Ganazi now just makes it out with slightly more HP, although maybe the free will finish him off for us, although I'm not too sure. There we go, yeah, Fuso finishes them off. So now it's the Benson which is the next biggest threat to me. So I'll let you watch this, how it plays out. I hope you enjoy it.
Into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through.